Well, let's now jump into a preview of the US inflation report out tomorrow night. Let's bring in Peter McGuire from XM. Peter, great to have you on this afternoon. Let's dive in. What are your expectations for that print?
Well, good afternoon, Cara. Hello, Annette. I think it's going to be bullish, and I feel as though that it's going to be, naturally it's going to be bullish, but I think it's going to surprise, and I wouldn't be, I'm going to sit here and say I'm not going to put a number out there, but I think it'll surprise. I think the overall momentum from the inflation side will take everyone and hold on to your hats, because I think you'll see a bit of movement across that US dollar quickly. And it's a market that we're watching very, very closely, hour to hour, as far as inflation reads. Cara?
And in terms of what's going to be under the hood, I mean, we knew inflation was rising due to transitory factors, but it's turning out to be a lot stickier. We've got sort of the transport space, rents, a lot of food. So all of this is bubbling along. Is that the final hurdle for 50 basis points from the Fed? Let's just cut to the chase.
Well, Annette, what we're looking at, 36% are saying that you're going to see it front-loaded with 50 basis points. So there's 64% that say you won't see it. Now they're talking 6 rate rises. Jamie Dimon in the last 48 hours, I heard, was calling 7. So let's just wait and see how March materialises. But a couple of quick points. We're out of a lot of commodities. Asia and its consumption patterns as far as demand is outstripping supply. Then you're looking at crude oil, where that's sitting. You look at all the other commodities a bit up. We've got beef up 32%. I'm just looking at some numbers across the US. Chicken up 20%, pork up 13%. Tyson Foods, a monster player in the US, their double-digit price rise as far as from their wholesale side. So there's just the strength of all of that and what impact it has to the consumer, Annette.
So what does this mean for Forex markets then, Pete? What are you watching? What are the crosses that you might see a bit of volatility in?
Well, I'm watching US dollar naturally, and I've got to take the big kahuna where that plays. So it's currently at about 95.5. We're well off that 97, nearly 97.5 only a matter of a week ago, Cara. So it's given up some pretty decent gains. It was exhausted to the upside. It's a big push down, and everyone else got a rally out of it. So yen was bid up, pound 135.60. You've got the euro at 114.30. So I think that there's a little bit further upside for a number of those currencies. So I'm keeping a close eye on that. Keep an eye as far as possibly a little bit of softness as far as euro pound. And what's interesting is that the overall impact as far as those higher costs in the US are going to, I think, impact the US dollar a little bit further. So I wouldn't be surprised maybe a 94.8 handle before March, due to, let's see if the 50 basis points gets, blast off.
It'll just add to the list of shocks, won't it? Because the RBA's gone from 2024 to plausible this year. BOE 5 to 4 for a 50 basis point hike, and even Our Lady not for tapering is starting to change her tune as well. It's just one-way traffic right now.
Absolutely, and it certainly is, and that's really, I think all traders are conscious of that, because we've all been in this mindset, when do the interest rates start to load in? And it's going to come far quicker than a lot of consumers will understand, as far as mortgage rates, as far as credit card payments, and all forms of interest rate instruments that people trade, not only retail, but from a wholesale side, if they're looking at, the markets. So a lot of traders are looking at an appetite for 10-year. They're trading the VIX, they're trading the big US indices, and there is just so much momentum out there at the moment, and volatility and whipsawing of markets, that really is giving traders an incredible, 5 weeks into this year. And this quarter could go down as one of the best performing quarters in quite a while.
Pete, before you go, have we seen the highs in crude oil for now?
I don't think so. I think a couple of things I want to take you through that, if I can, Cara, talk quick. We've got a super backwardation, as you know, with Brent and an incredibly tight market. I don't think there's any easing as far as global demand. So the situation, Omicron, isn't as severe as anyone put their minds to, or the greater world. So the demand picture is picking up. So there's the first side there. So strong demand, backwardation, Brent, there every chance. I know it's given up a couple of bucks in the last 24 hours or maybe 18 hours, but I think it's going to be onward and upward from here. And if 100 is achievable, yeah, it could happen this month. I'm not going to say it won't happen. We're still 19 days to go.